And welcome to Corner Class, the recap show. My name is David Carmena, your host, and today we're going to talk about the 5 steps you need to be an extraordinary investor. If you're looking for making money in investing in your real estate career, making $100,000 a year, $1 million a year, even more a year as a real estate investor, this is the show for you. I'm going to cover the 5 steps that you need to become a successful real estate investor. Welcome to our recap show. And as always, we have Jackie. Jackie, how are you doing today?
Hi, I am doing well. How about you?
I'm doing great, Jackie. You know, last training, we had talked about the 5 daily habits that a person, an investor, needed to become a extraordinary investor. Now, I'm not talking about just, one deal a year, a couple of deals every other month. I mean, every quarter. We're talking about that investor that is looking for a 6-figure, 7-figure income from real estate investing. And we talked about the 5 daily habits that an investor needs to have, right?
Correct. Yes, it was actually really a good show. I enjoyed watching it.
Yeah. And that's a good point, is that these daily habits can easily translate to someone who is not just an investor, but a business leader, an owner of a company, some other field that you need to produce. They need to be a driver of the company. So these habits are not just for real estate field, but many other fields.
Correct. Yes. It's really in general in terms of how you may be able, because because of that, I've learned from it, about the thing that to be how to be a business minded in a sense. So doesn't really fall, even if you are not in real estate. It's an everyday thing that you may be able to set your mind before you can actually go to your day.
Yeah, and here's the first thing. Actually, the first thing is the most important thing is that mindset. So we covered in the first one is that morning gratitude, the mindset training that you mentioned, and really without this piece, all of the other things that we're going to talk about is going to be mute, because this is, if you don't have the right mindset and being in gratitude, you're going to have a problem being successful in whatever you do, in whatever endeavor that you cover, because what's going to happen is that your mindset is going to be weak. And when you come against objections, or, you have that stressful moment, and you can either go one way or the other, that mindset is what keeps you there, being tied into your why. Why are you doing it? Having that strong mindset will push you through the challenges.
Correct. Yes. It's every day. It's not like when you wake up, you're always pumped up, motivated to do that. You get bad days, and the morning routine would help you breathe out that bad vibes. But it also goes the same way that if you woke up on a good morning, it adds up to it. So it's a win-win situation.
Right. And so the morning routine that I covered, the one that I personally do, I've shared on the classes many times, but it's called the Morning Miracle. It's by Hal Elrod, and it covers five steps, or the Saver steps, where SAVERS. So actually seven little principles that you do. The S is silence, where you kind of, it's sort of like a yoga part of the routine, where you kind of center yourself and again just kind of block out all of the noise that you have in your morning and inside of your day. The A is affirmations, where you do your affirmations, and a lot of people, including myself, put their business goals in there and kind of, project and affirm your goals. Affirmations.
Correct.
A. The V is for vision, envisioning yourselves in that situation. So you see a lot of the athletes talk about this, where they see the play and they visualize the play all the time in the locker room, and then when it actually happens, it's not that big of a deal, because they've seen this play in their mind 100 times before. Well, same thing on the business side. You can visualize yourself in that $1 million home. You can visualize yourself making that $1 million deal. You can visualize yourself having your company in a certain way. You can visualize yourself having that investor saying yes to the deal, and you're helping him out with the situation, and also you're helping yourself. So you can visualize yourself inside of the deal, inside of the situation, and that's way when you become, or when you get in that situation, it's not new to you. You've been there, done that, and it's more comfortable for you, and you can see yourself there. And that's the V. E is exercise. I know that we're in the middle of COVID, and so but you can still do a routine at home, a daily routine at home. Push-up, sit-ups. Maybe you can have some little light free weights and jog in place. Have a bike. A lot of people are buying Pelotons now and other stationary bikes, and that's why actually, have you seen those commercials where you have this mirror and it does exercises, and you kind of do it all at home?
Right. Yes, that's exactly just the new norm.
Right, and I think that even after we all become vaccinated and we kind of pass this COVID thing, I think that may stick, is the exercising in the morning. In fact, I hope it does, because it really gives you a healthy outlook of the day. Correct. So that's exercises. R is for reading. A lot of people do their morning reading of their daily bread or other religious reading in the morning, as well as you can put in business related articles, just any type of reading that would help you be prepared in your field. Self-help type of reading, like as I mentioned, religious articles. All that it can be in the reading time. And then the last S is scribing, where you're writing down what happened the day before, and you kind of keeping a track of that. So that is the Savers program that I've mentioned many times here in Corner Class Tampa. I say it a lot because it's so important to have that mental toughness, because the rest of your day, that may be the only time in your day, Jackie, where you have that positive affirmation. As soon as you get outside your door, no telling what's going to happen, right?
Correct. Yes. That's basically part of your me time in the morning. Because the moment you step out, that's actually like you putting yourself at war with everything, everything can just be throwing at you the moment that you step out of the door. So you have to be able to have that positive outlook before you even, technically, as what you say, before you go to war.
Yeah, because it's on. As soon as you get out that door, no telling what's going to happen. You lose all control. At least have a little me time. A little, All right. So our second was plan your day and focus your day on results and not just activities. A lot of people think that their day should be a to-do list. Is that and the first thing to-do list have the same weight as the last thing on your to-do list, and that's not the case. You want to
Right.
arrange your day to where you're focusing on results, and results should be tied into your business plan or tied into your why or tied into what you are focusing on, milestone that you're focusing on for the day. And one of the things that we do inside of our organization is, we do a role play, and then we do like a block, what we call block one, where we do our
Correct.
most productive thing. That's where how we organize the beginning part of our day. Correct?
That's right. Exactly. That's every morning we go and help ourselves as a team to get motivated through role playing, because that sets the tone.
It does. It really does set the tone, and that I've read a book and with other coaching sessions where if you structure your first part of your day correctly, it pulls you through the other part of your day. If you are an investor and the first part of your day is prospecting, as it should be, then the results of your prospecting often inform the rest of your day. If you find doing prospecting a couple of nice solid leads that you want to follow up with, guess what? The rest of your day will be following up on those leads. So the first quarter of your day really informs the rest of your day. And if you don't have your prospecting the first, couple hours of your day and you don't have any solid leads, guess what? You take a lunch and you go back, and prospect the rest of the second half of the day.
Right.
So, that first part of your day and planning your day correctly is super important. And another point, Jackie, is that in our block one, we try our best not to let people infringe or encroach upon that, right?
Yes. I mean, even you and me, we do that to each other. If it's not block one, we really remind ourselves that no, this is not a block one thing. I'll talk to you again later.
No, you do that to me. We don't. No, let's be clear. We don't do that to each other. You do that to me.
I'm trying to be subtle.
Is that a fair statement or not?
Fair enough.
All right, so focus on your day, and again, it's not about you. It's about focusing on results and how you are helping other people, the other people that you are helping, being an investor. Because remember, the deal is a win-win deal. It's not about you take and the other person is not helped in any way. It has to be a win-win situation. You're providing a service to that distressed homeowner, and in turn, you make a fair profit. That's business. That's capitalism 101, and there's nothing wrong with that.
Correct.
Third thing, know your market. So part of that being making an educated decision, and when you're talking to that individual, you're making an educated decision for that individual, is knowing your market. And that's self-study. That's things that you should know. You should know the layout. You should know your target area. You should know what your perfect client is. Those are things that just being a professional, you should know. A lot of time you may have to pull up some information and that type of thing. But in general, you should have a solid idea of your market. Who is your perfect client?
Right. Yes, absolutely. I mean, that's in any business. Even if when you're selling cookies with peanut butter, you wouldn't want to have a market that's, allergic to peanut butter. Then, that's
Yeah, you might want to tell them there's peanuts in that peanut butter, And, just
exactly
it's right. Is for any market, and it's just being professional. It really
right.
is being professional. So after we come back from the break, Jack, let's talk about the other things that an individual really needs to know and needs to do to be an extraordinary investor.
Right.
Stop your
All right, Jackie, we're back. We're back. And before we talk about the number 4 tip for your daily habits, let's do this. Let's talk about a little bit about private Facebook group. We have this private group that really has a lot of value.
Yes, that group is a closed group. It's so basically, but we let almost all of the investors who would want to be able to join that group, but it's a closed group wherein, the sharing of information has that slight exclusivity. We want to be able to connect with you and see how we may be able to help you guys in terms of your investment, especially if it's your first time in the market. Also, not just us as a team, but the other investors that are all already there too. So it's really a good community. It's about what we have been discussing since the start of this session. It's about being able to help each other boost up all of the energy that you need in terms of either for the day or for your business. So
and an extra little support.
Exactly.
You're right. It is a community, so they have access to all of our as a member and the value add to joining the group. You have access to our material that we've had before, our classes that we've had before, but then also we have some content that is only for that group, that is exclusive to the group, which is. We talked about the 83rd Street project. Our project that we're working currently is a live active project, and you have a chance to look at how it happens for real. How we are actually doing a rehab project for real, and not just, some guru on the internet saying, hey, back in my day, this is where we built it from clay. We didn't have bricks back in our day, And so we actually have live Facebook live sessions. We talk about real life scenarios in that group, and that's exclusive to that group, Jackie.
Yes, exactly. It's really a great community. Instead of going through each and every Google article that you may be able to find, maybe you may be able to find it in this place, because it's about sharing experiences. It's not just about and knowledge. So,
and I think I gave you a link to my calendar. If I didn't, let me know where they can book some time with me. If they run into a problem, I'll give them at free. By the way, we should say all these offerings are free. We are not, again, our motto is that we do not spam, we do not solicit, so Correct. If these are free offerings, because we just really have a passion for helping people learn how to play the real estate game. Exactly. And so these are free offerings that you have some time where you can book on a monthly. I give a certain amount of my time where we can talk about an individual project, or we can talk about a mindset help or tips, just any problem, funding, finding money, any problem that you have, you can book some time with me to discuss, and hopefully I'll be able to give you some tips to get you past that sticking point.
Right. It's actually, I really encourage that you take advantage of that 15-minute time with David. You may think it's just 15 minutes, but you know what? I've been working with David for years now, and that 15 minutes is actually a lot. You're going to learn a lot already from him. So,
no, absolutely. Go ahead. Yeah, we're not there talking about the weather.
Right.
All right, so let's go to number 4, which is role play. And that's something that we do in the morning, every morning, to help us with our words, to help us cover various scenarios where, objections that we may have, concerns that a person may have, different ways to convey our message. And we do that every morning, Jackie.
Correct. And we also share experiences here, like when there's this time when I spoke to this lead, and I just shared my experience with that call to the team, just so just in the future they get that same call, at least they may be able to pick up with some of the tips from my call from that time. So yes, it's really about uh setting the mood.
Mm-hmm.
I'm not always this perky, and and David's gonna call me out and hey, Jackie, what's up with your mood today? So it's a
Right.
check and it's a check and balance also. So because I needed that, simply because I need to be able to put myself in that game on position. So
Right.
the role playing really helps.
Yeah. In fact, I had a question about that. 1 second. Let me review it here. And basically, it discussed. A viewer said that what does it really the role play session look like, and you covered that. Is that you try to take real life scenarios, and then you talk through the session, and with the goal of getting in front of that individual.
Correct.
So we've done for us, we do role plays where, from a real estate perspective, we are sending a call to a different an agent or a different individual, or setting the appointment to talk further. And so you got to be real clear on the objective of role play on in the objective of the call.
Correct.
You're not talking just to be talking and say, "Oh, I'll see you later." We talked 30 minutes, and guess what? I haven't set no appointment. I haven't done anything that really moves the conversation along. It's purposeful conversation because you want to, for as an investor, you want to get in front of that individual. You want to see if you can help that person. You want to dig deeper in the conversation. And what that means in most cases is that you got to visit them at their location, at their house, so that you can
Correct.
better evaluate how the house look and if there's something that we can help you with.
Exactly. Yes. That role playing, we always pretend on what the lead may say, but you
Hmm.
know what? It makes me equipped with somehow almost all of the possible situation that may come up when I'm on a call. So that role playing is really helpful.
Right, right. And so role play should lead you into the next thing, which is making your calls. Um, as an investor, you got to do these 3 things. You got to make your calls, you got to drive for dollars, and you got to follow up.
Right.
And really, if you think about it, other than driving for dollars, making your calls and follow up are the 2 key concerns in any business. Whether that call is a direct sale call or a leveraging call or some other type of call, you can't be afraid of the phone. I mean, it's not going to kill you. You got to and then come up with some excuse not to make your call.
Right.
And with our organization, I don't want to hear it. I don't want to hear it. Did you make your
Exactly.
call? Yes or no? Okay. So really, making your calls are important, and then even more important is the follow up. Because in most cases, the initial call is maybe it'd be a nice call, and you guys are talking, and you say, okay, well, here's my deliverable, and you don't follow up, and so you ruined all that time. You ruined your goodwill with the person, and then you ruined all that time because you could have then used that time to follow up or call another person. So you really need to follow up. That's kind of
Right.
important.
Correct. And we get that with our CRM that we're using.
Mm-hmm.
We have that daily to dos wherein we make sure that the follow ups are there on a timely manner.
Right.
Remember, we had this lead wherein they came in because they were working with somebody else, but
Mm-hmm.
then they weren't getting that follow up calls. So that's really important. It's an eye opener actually for me. It's really a matter of just a simple, even if they send you a text message, just reply back to it, just saying as simple as, thank you for this, I will look into it. That is really a big, it means a lot to your clients, to your buyers or your sellers, about how you may be able to communicate with them. So follow up, it's not just about, after having that first phone call, that's it, I'll just speak to you again through email. It's not, it's really about how you may be able to follow through your promises,
Mm-hmm.
on what are the things that you can do for them. So yes, very important.
That's true. That is so true. So follow up is key. And then driving for dollars. And so that is something unique to kind of real estate and an investor. And that's when we've had actually our man in the field, Rodney, our man in the field. We've actually had him do a couple of shows on specifically on driving for dollars, what to look for with distressed property, how you can identify an opportunity. And so I'm not going to cover that much in there in this particular class. They can go here and go to our catalog and look at that particular show. But driving for dollars is two things. It allows you to get to know your area, which is one of the steps, and number three, which is know your market. But
Correct.
then also there's certain things that you will information that you would glean from driving the area that you wouldn't do on it with an evaluation tool that we use, that kind of online evaluation tool, or one of the other tools that we have. Sometimes you got to just look at the house, to really see if it's a good deal, if it's something that you want to take on. um,
Right.
some homes there are not enough skin in the game, and you may not know that until you drive the neighborhood. And so
Correct.
driving for dollars is super important.
Yes. uh and you've done that a lot of
Hmm.
times.
Yeah.
There are times when you're just gonna give me a call and you just say, Jackie, take this address in, search for it, and we'll talk about it later. So that's just, and it's just your trip from the office to your next appointment.
That's true. That's true.
Exactly. So,
Hmm.
but the thing is, if you don't do that drive for dollars, if you do not open your eyes as to what's in the market, it's really, it has a different feel if you're just looking at it virtually as compared to really seeing it physically.
That's so true. And so, yeah, driving for dollars is one of many techniques. We can probably do just a show for the various other techniques, but driving for dollars is key. That is probably dollar for dollar the most effective, because guess what? The only two things you need is you need gas in your car, you need a car, and then you need to have time.
Right.
It's not one of these things where you're spending $3,000 on a CRM, on a
Correct.
monthly. It's a very low cost, effective way to enter into the real estate game. So driving for dollars is super, super important, and is one of the mainstays that investors do. Now, when you start getting some of the other advanced techniques that I didn't cover in the show, where you got bird dogs, or you have leveraging partners and that type of thing, still the same concept. You're doing a high level driving for dollars is what you're really doing, or you leveraging and you having other people kind of drive for you. And so those are, but still the concept remains. Driving for dollars is one of the most cost effective ways that an investor can spend their time.
Correct.
And then I gave a bonus, Jackie. I gave him a bonus. And this is an accountability partner. this is, again, this don't have to have, it's not a coach. It doesn't have to be a coach. It could be a family member. It could be, a person that you tie into your why. I gave
Right.
an example that, you and your wife, you have a kid and you say, Mama, I'm going to, um, when my kid is 18 years old, we're going to make sure that we have done the things that we need to do as responsible parents to send them to college, right? And
Correct.
so that may be a why. That may be the reason why you're investing in real estate. And the other party, your significant other, can hold you accountable. When they see that you're kind of sloughing off or you're kind of discouraged, you can circle back around and say, hey, remember, we're doing this for little Johnny. We're doing this for to be transparent, Daryl. I remember there was a wall in Tampa on Riverwalk,
Mm-hmm.
and let me see if I can find a photo of that. And it said it was a blank wall with like graffiti and that type of thing, kind of like a community wall.
Okay.
And it said at the top, "Before I die, dot dot dot," right? And you kind of
Uh-huh.
fill in your why. And I thought that was so neat. So what I did was I had uh, my niece and nephew, Nana and Daryl, stand in front of that sign, and it was maybe a 12-foot wall, so it was maybe 10 or 12 feet. It was tall, and
Mm-hmm.
so people can stand under it. And
Mm-hmm.
it said, "Before I die, dot dot dot." And I said, "Before I die, there are certain things." I put down the things that I want to do for my Daryl and Nana, which was my why. And so every time that I run into a problem or I'm discouraged about something, I go back to that. I pull out that photo, and it really helps center you on why. Why are you doing this? You got to have a solid why, because it's not all wine and roses. You're
Okay.
gonna run into some rain, and
Right.
so having that solid why is pretty important. So
Correct.
that accountability partner can bring you back to your why. Why are you doing this? In most cases, it start off with, I want to make a lot of money, but that's not sustainable. What happens when you make that lot of money? What do you do then? You know, but if you have a why there, a real why, a sustainable why, it's like, I'm doing this because I want to help so many people, or I want to help my niece and nephew, or something. Everybody have a different why, and I'm not trying to put shade on making a lot of money. That's nothing wrong with that. But a lot of times you want to be, you're digging a little deeper. Why are you doing it? It is important. I want to know
Wow.
why. And your accountability partner can bring you back to that. Your accountability partner is the one that says, "Hey, listen, I thought that you said you wanted to invest in 10 properties this year, and it's the seventh month in a year is July and August, and we've only done one." They can bring you back to that. Hey, listen, get busy, bud. Little Johnny is growing up. He's gonna need to eat. He's gonna, he's 5'2", 130 pounds. He's not playing football. You know what I mean? You need to hit on academia. You need to, he's not the smartest. So you can. I'm just joking, but really, you are. And I remember this one time I was a new real estate agent, and I was working with this this doctor. Actually, he was in the medical field. Let's say that,
Mm-hmm.
and he bought this one house as an investment property, and he named the house his kid. He named the house. I forget his son's name, and I was kind of fun. It was odd to me. Why do you name the house your son's name? And he said, "Well, uh, what I'm going to do is that he's 12 now, and we're going to keep it until he's 18. We're going to sell that property, and that will be his college fund."
Wow.
That was 7 years ago. So now he is. Well, maybe Jack, we need to call this guy up and see if
I
he
know.
really.
I was just
Yeah,
about to ask you.
that's a phone call we're making tomorrow. So, but now think about the appreciation that home has gained in that 7 years, the equity that's in that home. Uh, that is a college tuition at a nice college. Even if it's had 6 or percent growth, which It was in Dover, and Dover actually experiencing much more than a 6% year growth. He probably have a significant amount in that house, and he had a renter in it the whole time, Jackie. So not only was the renter paying for the mortgage, but he has an equity play in that home.
Correct.
So he bought it for, if memory serves, maybe I think it was 160, maybe 150, 160. That home has to be worth 240 now or more. You know, while all the time, you know, he had a renter in there paying the mortgage. I mean, it's genius. You know, so
it's a
now
good
his
investment.
son has what, $60,000 that of college fund. You know, that's almost Ivy League stuff.
Right.
And so it's just a great way if you tie into your habits, into your why, and have an accountability partner. It's like, you know, you're cooking with grease. I mean, it is so powerful. And so if these individuals, these investors, if they can have these daily habits, these 5 daily habits, they will be not only extraordinary, but you know, their dreams can come true, literally.
Yes, I truly believe in that. You just need to be able to focus and know that, you know, things will go wrong. Things, everything that you think will go wrong might go wrong, will go wrong. But the thing is, if if you are solid within your core, then, you know, whatever life throws at you.
That's so true. That is so true. And like you said, tie that into your why and be mentally tough, because you know there will be some things that are thrown at you that is not part of the plan, and you got to just push through it in some cases. All right, Jackie, that's our show. I want to thank you as always. After we come back, I'm gonna have some final notes.
All right, thank you.
Stop your
All right, as always, I want to thank you guys for coming to Corner Class Tampa. You know, today we talked about the 5 daily habits. It's so important for you to structure your day for success. And that's what we talked about, is ways to structure your day for success. And you get to choose what that success look like. If that success is, you know, your why is helping your community. Your why is having a 6-figure income. Your why is having a 7-figure income. You know, you get to choose what that is, but whatever that is, you need to structure your day for success. Now, if you like this content, I want to make sure that you like our page, you join our Facebook group. That's really a great way where you can plug into our ecosystem. The way to join is go to cornerclasstampa.com. There's a big blue button that says join private Facebook group. Just click there and answer the questions and you'll join. One thing I want to say that we didn't say about the private Facebook group is that this is not for real estate investors. It is not for people in industry. It is for people that want to learn how to play the real estate game. I'm sorry, not for real estate professionals. I said investors, but I meant professionals. It is for people who want to learn how to play the real estate game, want to be real estate investors, want to be our first-time home buyers, or want to purchase a home. People who are actually trying to enter into the real estate game. We do not want to use our time or our energy soliciting these people, which a lot of times, if you're not in the group of gratitude, you do that. You know, you're trying to get something out of what you are putting in, and that's what we're not about. So when you join, if you want to join a Facebook group and you're a real estate investor or a home buyer, again, you go to our Corner Class Tampa page, you click on the link, and we'll answer a couple questions and we'll let you in. So again, Corner Class Tampa is every week and every Wednesday at 11:30. We have a show, and the show is about a specific technique that you can use in your real estate career. As always, I want you to enjoy the show, like our content, and stay grinding.